I am Father Chama. I come back with another topic as I promised you. And this time we are looking at when you feel you have a wrong partner. Just to go back a little bit, in the last topic, choosing your conjugal partner of our series Couples Corner, we looked at some motivation criteria which influence the choice of the partner for both men and women. However, even when you have clear criteria, there is no guarantee that you will have the partner of your dream, that is, the one who has all the qualities you want to see in your partner. So, by compromising on certain qualities, you enter a relationship with a person even though some qualities may be lacking. We mentioned also that compromised qualities may prove to be a source of conflicts later in the relationship. You live under tension of trying to compensate what is lacking by looking for satisfaction elsewhere. Besides, it may also be a case of disillusionment, as we saw in the topic when you fall in love, when you realize that the person you chose for your partner is actually not as angelic as you thought. On facing such disconcerting truth, you may begin to have doubts about the future of the relationship with your partner. Do I have a right mate? At a certain point, as Rebecca Weber observes, you begin to have second thoughts about your relationship. You wonder whether your partner is the right one for you. When you begin to think like that, often you paint yourself as a good partner who is making efforts in the relationship, but you feel your efforts are fruitless because you have a wrong partner. So you convince yourself that it's your partner who must change in order for your relationship to work. In such circumstance, you see only your goodness and nothing of what you need to change. It's the other, the bad one, who must change. In fact, both of you as partners are responsible for the state of your relationship. So, each ought to answer the following questions. What am I doing for our relationship? Is my action or reaction helping to improve or worsen the situation? In posing oneself such introspective questions, you no longer focus on what the other must do, but rather on your role that is making your relationship to work or to fail. In so doing, you begin to take responsibility. I would say, when you begin to ask yourself questions whether your partner is the right one for you, it's a sign that the attraction between you begins to dwindle. The consolation, however, is that having such statements doesn't necessarily mean you actually have a wrong partner. But it may be a good indication that there are unfulfilled needs for which you must take courage to face them. And there is a mature way of handling them. You may be feeling frustrated, but the responsible way of dealing with frustrations is not by blaming others. Frustrations are red lights signaling that there is something here that needs attention. Hence, it's an occasion, first, to learn about yourself. And then secondly, you can work out with your partner without blaming or accusing them how you can respond to those needs. And that is possible without necessarily having a perfect partner. In any case, a perfect partner, you will never have one. Check it out. Probably you are demanding perfection from an imperfect partner. We all fall in love, remarks Terence Real, a family therapist, with people we think will deliver us from life wounds, but who wind up knowing how to rub against us. Well, whatever the case, it's with an imperfect partner that you ought to work your relationship out the way you want it to be. You need, especially, to learn to love your partner and have interests in your relationship despite the diminishing love passion. Love is not just infatuation. The will must be involved if you want your love relationship to survive the storms of life. Infatuation is volatile. Experts in love relationship speak of the duration of infatuation from 9 months to 4 years. It's the time, as we saw in the topic when you fall in love, when partners have tendency not only to idealize the other, but also to amplify their compatibility. They practically don't see the differences. If they do, they minimize them. Later, after recovering from love intoxication, you come to see things clearer and more realistically. Then the differences come to the fore. Such disillusionment can be distressing, leading even to another extreme. That is, from seeing everything as rosy when you fall in love, to seeing negatives only when love passion begins to wane. So you hurry to conclude that you got a wrong person for a partner. You heap on them all the miseries you experience in your relationship. You may end up seeking happiness outside your relationship with someone else in form of extraconjugal affairs. As the expression goes, indeed a sad one, call him a dog and thereafter do with him the way you want. You begin by dehumanizing someone in order to justify the way you want to treat them. It may happen in a couple too. It's enough to demonize your partner to give yourself a leeway to treat them the way you like. That's why I find quite pertinent the observation of Christine Menek, a clinical psychologist. She says, rather than look at the other person, you need to look at yourself and ask, why am I suddenly so unhappy? And what do I need to do? If you are honest enough, you may come to appreciate, and to your surprise, that it's not your partner alone who is at fault. In a mature relationship, as Menek, we do not look to our partner to provide our happiness, and we don't blame them for our unhappiness. We take responsibility for the expectations that we carry, for our own negative emotional reactions, for our own insecurities, and for our own dark moods. As no one will get all their needs met in their relationship, advised William Doherty, professor of psychology and marriage and family therapist, the way out is to accept the person you have chosen and the one who has chosen you. It's good to remember that what you may find as displeasing behavior in the partner may be just their reaction to what they find displeasing in you. In the end, you are caught in a kind of vicious circle of displeasing each other. That's why it may not be right to single out one person as source of the problem in the relationship. it is a collective responsibility, then the fundamental question, as Doherty proposes, is in what ways are we failing to make one another happy? Check out the second part in the next post. For now, feel free to encourage and inspire others by a comment or a contribution in the comment space below the post. You can join us on WhatsApp or Facebook group named Couples Corner. You can also subscribe on my blog to receive postings by email. It's bye for now.